The Nigerian Lebanese are the political and economic gatekeepers of the country, and that is precisely why we are where we are today in our national development.
The man behind the silence. Have you been wondering why Donald Trump has been unusually quiet about Nigeria? No sanction talk, no democracy lectures, no press conferences about governance or accountability, just silence. Today, I want to introduce you to the reason for that silence. His name is Masad Boulos. And once I show you the chain, you will never look at Nigeria politics the same way again. Who is Masad Boulos? Masad Boulos is not a name most Nigerians know. But he has been living in your country for nearly 30 years. He was born in Lebanon, holds 4 passports, Lebanese, Nigeria, French, and American, and moved to Lagos in 1996 as CEO of SCOA, Nigeria, a heavy truck and machinery company. He raised his family in Lagos. His son, Michael, grew up there. And in 2022, that son, Michael Boulos, married Tiffany Trump, Donald Trump's daughter. That made Masad Boulos Donald Trump in-law. And in December 2024, Trump appointed him senior advisor to the president. By April 2025, Africa was added to his portfolio, making him the most senior U.S. government official responsible for the entire African continent. The man advising America on Africa policy spent 30 years in Lagos. Hold that thought. Now I want to show you a chain. Every link is documented. Link 1. Masad Boulos Company. SCOA Nigeria supplies heavy equipment to a construction company called High-Tech Constructions. High-Tech Construction is a subsidiary of the Shaguri Group. That is a business relationship. Boulos supplies Shaguri builds. Link 2. Who is Gilbert Shaguri? Gilbert Shaguri is a Lebanese Nigerian billionaire who was convicted of money laundering, flagged by the FBI for suspected Hezbollah financing, and paid a settlement to the U.S. Department of Justice over illegal campaign finance contribution. Link 3. Under President Bola Tinubu, Gilbert Shaguri, through High-Tech Construction, has received more than $13 billion in Nigeria government contracts without competitive bidding, without going to tender, just awarded directly. $13 billion. Let me bring that home for you. At today's exchange rates, that is 20.8 trillion naira. Nigeria's entire federal budget for 2024 was 28 trillion. The whole of Nigeria budget in 2024 was 28 trillion. Only one man received 20.8 trillion inside. This one man received 74% of an entire nation's budget in contracts from one president. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway alone, awarded to Shaguri High-Tech Construction without competitive bidding, is between 11 and 13 billion. That single road contract is more than Nigeria education budget for years combined. And if you took that money and paid every Nigerian worker the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira, you could pay them all for 24 years. That is what we are talking about. Link 4. Tinubu's son, Sheyi Tinubu, sits on the board of a separate Shaguri Group subsidiary. And Tinubu himself once said of Shaguri, with friends like him, one can sleep with a still mind. Link 5. Now, the man whose company supplies Shaguri's construction hands, Masad Boulos, is now Donald Trump's senior advisor for Africa. He is the man whispering into Donald Trump's ears about Nigeria. And you're wondering why Trump is quiet about Tinubu. Let me show you a linked alleged corruption. Before a presidential advisor takes office in America, the law requires them to file a financial disclosure, a full declaration of all businesses, relationship, and financial interests. This exists for one reason, so that the public can see whether the person advising the president has a personal financial stake in the decisions he is influencing. Masad Boulos was required to file one, whether it discloses its business relationship with the Shaguri Group, the group whose construction arms receive billions from Tinubu, is a question the public cannot currently answer. Because shortly after Trump's inauguration in January 2025, the White House took its financial disclosure page offline. It disappeared. Oga Tariff. The public cannot say what he filed or whether the Shaguri connection was ever disclosed to anyone. What do we call that? In law, it is called concealment of conflict of interest. In governance, it is called obstruction of public accountability. In plain language, it is called corruption. A record that citizens are legally entitled to see, gone, offline, unavailable, disappeared. Disclosure pages do not accidentally go offline. This is an active decision. So let me summarize what we know, not what we suspect, what is documented. Trump's Africa advisor spent 30 years in Nigeria, Lagos. His company supplied equipment to a Shaguri construction arm. That Shaguri arms received 20.8 trillion naira, $13 billion in no-bid contract from Tinubu. Tinubu's own son sits on the Shaguri board. The financial disclosure that should have revealed all of this disappeared from the White House website. And America has been silent about Nigeria. Now you know why. This is not conspiracy. This is a paper trail. And it has your name on the bill. Why your generation suffers to pay a bill? Tinubu is selling Nigeria off.